Most founders blame their team when sales drop. The truth, it's not your team that's broken, it's the system you built for them. I'm Mark Mead. I've helped hundreds of founders scale past 10 million, and in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you how to build a team that performs in today's market without you jumping into every deal yourself. Because what worked before 2025 doesn't work anymore. First point we have to look at here is hiring A players won't save your broken system. A lot of people think that. Most founders think the answer to lagging sales is to hire better people. But let's be real. You can't hire your way out of a broken system. That's like trying to outwork a bad diet. Here's what usually happens. You bring in a supposed rock star. They crush the interview. They've got the resume. And you think, finally, this is the one. But a few months later, they're struggling with the same prospects you used to close easily. So you fire them. Hire again, hope again, and repeat. Every one of those cycles costs you $50K or more in salary, training, and lost pipeline. And the worst part, it keeps you trapped in founder-led sales forever. Never, never land. Because as long as your system depends on you to close the deals, you'll always be the bottleneck. The issue isn't the talent, it's the environment you're putting that talent into. The second point here is your team isn't broken, your processes. Here's something most founders don't realize. Your sales success isn't because you're a better salesperson. It's because you understand the business better than anyone and everyone else. When you're selling as the founder, you're not following a script, you're following instinct. You know the pain points, you know the objections, you know exactly how to connect the dots, but your team doesn't. That instinct you rely on, that's actually a system that just isn't written down yet. High-performing sales teams have three things in common. Number one, a clear process. Everyone needs to know what great looks like. Two, proper training. People know how to follow that process. And three, accountability systems. You can see when it's working and when it's not. Most founders manage salespeople, but what really works is managing a sales system. Here's an example. One of our clients had a team closing at 60%, which is pretty good. We didn't replace a single rep. We just re-engineered their system. Within 2 months, that close rate jumped to 85%. No new hires, no magic bullets, just clarity and structure. Can you imagine a team jumping 25% just off clarity and structure? That's insane. And even though 60% is good, there's always room to be better. There's always room to go from good to great. And that's what we're trying to help with. You just learned why throwing money at hiring will not fix your sales problems. And you've seen that you already have the blueprint for success. It's just locked in your head right now. That brings me to point 3, the 4 types of sales team members and what each one needs. A huge mistake founders make is assuming every salesperson needs the same leadership style. Nobody thinks like that. That's like giving every athlete the same workout plan. It doesn't work. Everyone has different ways that they need to be communicated to, ways that they need to function, and ways that they need to grow. Everybody's growth track is not the same. There are 4 types of sales team members, and each one needs something different to perform at their best. The first type of salesperson is the rookie. They need structure, training, and patience. Don't throw them into the deep end. Give them clear scripts, role plays, and daily check-ins. Second type is the veteran. They've been around the block. They don't need to be handheld. They don't need any hand-holding. They need challenge and accountability. If you show them the scorecard, show them the scoreboard, give them stretch goals, just make sure they're growing. The third type of salesperson is the superstar. These are your top 10%. They thrive on recognition and leadership opportunities. If you don't keep them engaged, they'll get bored and leave. And the fourth type of person is the one we all know and love, the problem. You already know who this is. They create drama, drain energy, and refuse to adapt. They need crystal clear expectations and a very short leash. They don't align. It's time to move on. This one-size-fits-all management kills performance. Tailor your approach and you'll see instant results. I've seen this play out so many times, especially in sales teams. I remember working with one team where this was crystal clear. People were upset, but everyone had a different reason. Some were mad about the leads. Others were mad that they didn't get enough recognition. Some were complaining about the tech, and few blamed the scripting. It didn't matter what the issue was. If something could be blamed, someone would blame it. But here's the thing. All those problems, they can be improved. Leads can be optimized. Tech can be upgraded. Scripts can be refined. So when that happens, you got to isolate the energy. You can't let it spread. You set clear parameters. You say, here's your box. Here's how you need to perform. Here's what's expected. Then you let the results speak for themselves. If they perform inside those parameters, fantastic. That means they can rise to the standard. And maybe they just needed structure. If they don't, well, then that tells you everything you need to know. Let's talk about the superstars. These people are just straight savages in the best way. They're the top 10%. They thrive on performance. They thrive on recognition. and they set the tone for everyone else. And honestly, when someone's that good, the best thing you can do as a leader is to take care of them and then get out of the way. Because they don't need micromanagement. They need support and freedom to do what they do best. So I'm always thinking, what are their concerns? What do they need right now? What's going on to keep them excited and locked in? I try to anticipate their needs before they ever bring them up. I make sure they're well fed, not literally, but emotionally, mentally, even with opportunity. Because when they're energized and happy, the whole team feels it. That's super important. Superstars don't just perform, they influence. Their energy becomes the team's energy. When they're motivated, it's contagious. So keeping them in a good headspace isn't just about them, it's about everyone. And look, when someone's performing at that level, they deserve the recognition. Use their name, celebrate their wins publicly. Let them know you see their efforts because they've earned it. Recognition fuels them, and in turn, it lifts the entire culture. Here's a bonus point for you. If you want your team to perform without micromanaging every detail, here are the 4 pillars you need in place. Pillar number 1, process clarity. Everyone should know exactly how a deal moves from lead to close. Pillar number 2, skill development. Constant training keeps your team sharp and confident. Pillar 3, performance systems, dashboards, KPIs, feedback loops that show what's working and what's not. Pillar 4, leadership structure, define roles, ownership, and clear communication so no one's guessing who's responsible for what. When these 4 pillars are solid, your team doesn't just perform, they scale. So here's the takeaway. Hiring better people won't fix broken systems. Your own sales process can be documented, taught, and scaled, but not with generic training. That kills what makes you unique. The real shift is this. High-performing teams aren't built by finding unicorns. They're built by installing systems that make good people great. If you want a predictable revenue machine that runs without you closing every single deal, click the link below and book a call. On that call, we'll pinpoint what's broken and map out exactly how to fix it.